How's it going out there? Welcome from H2TechVideos. This is going to be the Galaxy S3 for beginners. And basically, I'm going to do a tutorial walking you through all the basics of how to use this phone, especially if you're new, switching from Apple to Android. I myself had an iPhone for about 2.5 years. Switched over to this phone and I'll never ever look back. So I just kind of want to go over some basics of how to use it, where everything is, kind of help you guys get started. Okay? So, first things first, let's go over the outside so you kind of know what the buttons are. So on the left side here, we have our volume rocker. So this is volume up, volume down. Okay. Up here we have our headphone jack. We have our camera right here. We have our sleep button, also power. If you hold down on this button, it will give you the option to restart airplane mode or to power down. And these are new recent options they've added that lets you actually change the sound from vibrate to mute, or all the way up. So literally all you have to do is hold down this button and you can jump right to mute, and you can hold down again and you can go to sound. So however you want to do it, that's there. Funny, I didn't even know it did that. I just figured it out as I was showing you, so there's so much to learn. The bottom here we have our micro USB port. So if you want to plug in for power and whatnot, that's that. To take off the back, guess what? You can actually take off the back, whereas an iPhone you don't have the ability to do so. At the top here you have a little little opening here. Take your nail and just kind of push. This pops right off. And we have our SIM card slot right here, and so this is at&t, so that's my at&t SIM card, and this is my 32 gig micro USB. So you can actually expand the memory to get more storage. So I bought the smallest one. I have a 16 gig, but I also have 32 gigs of storage, and there's my battery and all that stuff. So just a little basic walkthrough here for the beginner. Where is everything? There it is. We'll plug up our charger here and keep going. So a couple of things here. The first thing is, where are my apps? On an iPhone, you're used to all your apps being on every screen, whereas on this phone, it doesn't work that way. All your apps are going to be in what's called your app drawer, which is right here. So when you tap your app drawer, this will show you every single app that you have on the phone. And you literally just swipe through, and you can see all your apps. And once you get to the end, it cycles back through. Okay, and we can also see up here it says apps, and it says widgets. What is a widget? A widget is basically these other little things on the home screen here. So obviously this would be a shortcut, or for example like this. Let me go to an app. These are apps right here. So this is my voicemail app, whatever. So these are apps. Now widget is other things. You can have shortcuts, like this is a calendar widget that lets me see all my appointments. Really awesome widget. I love it. It's not the stock calendar, so this is a separate app I downloaded. I believe it was called Business Calendar. This is a widget called HD Widgets, and so you can actually customize the time, the font. You can pick if you want it to show the weather, or you can have it show other things. And you can also pick these switches right here, so I can actually turn my data on and off just by tapping this switch. Now let me disclaim, these don't come on the device. You have to download these separate, but you would literally go to the Google Play Store, and that's where you download apps. Let me get to that in a second. And you can look for these different widgets, and you'll be able to download them and customize your S3. So all these are widgets. This is a stock widget. This is an Evernote widget. This is my calendar, but in a different view. This is a calculator widget. So if you go to the App Store and you type in widget, you'll find tons and tons of widgets that are awesome, and you can customize. One of the reasons I love Android over Apple is because of widgets, being able to customize, and you don't have to launch an app to look at everything. You can just hit a shortcut like a widget, and you can kind of see it just like this. Okay, so let me go back to the app drawer here. Just tap that. These are all your apps. And so there's apps here and there's widgets right here. If you tap widget, you can see all the different, they'll pop in a second. These are all the different widgets. And as you download more apps, they will give you more widgets too. So just something to keep in mind. And there's tons of widgets. So different calendars because of different apps you download. Like this is a widget that when you tap it, it turns on a light. So that's pretty cool. This is a battery widget. Now again, all of these are not going to come on the S3 as you download more apps. A lot of apps will have a widget that comes with it when you download it. But let me show you an example here. This is the calendar widget. Let's say you want to be able to see your calendar on your home screen, because right now, you know, all you have are, you may just have apps on one screen, or you may have, you know, whatever stock came with it. So we can go to apps, and we're on widgets, and I can actually hold down on this calendar, and then I can put this widget right here. See that? And now I have my calendar. Okay? And with the new update of what's called Jelly Bean, that's the operating system, and just about all the S3 should have Jelly Bean now, you can actually resize the widget, and it'll actually move the apps out the way. You can go like this, and you can kind of change it around a little bit. So that's one way to put a widget on the home screen. And that's what widgets are for, is being able to customize your S3 to be able to see the things that you use the most. That's really what a widget is for. So like, for example, it's important to me to be able to see my schedule. So I can have my calendar up and look at it without ever having to launch the calendar app. Okay? For now, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Let me show you. So if you have a widget here and you don't like it, if you want to get rid of it, it's real simple. You're going to just take your finger and tap, hold down on it, and see how this trash can comes up at the top. You're going to just drag this up here, and it's gone. Okay? This also works for apps as well, so I can drag this app up here. I can drag this One Mobile Market up here. This is a little shortcut widget for Scramble with Friends. Lose it, because I want this page to be clear so I can show you some other things. So I'm going to just delete all these. You also have an option. You can create a folder by holding down on the app and going over. You see how there's folder and there's trash can, or remove. You can move it over, create folder, and now it makes a folder you can name, and we'll just call it this. And now it's a folder, and I can even take this app, hold down on it, and I can move it right over this folder and put it right in there like that. Okay, so that's how you create a folder. You know, really simple. If I want to get rid of a folder, I'm just going to hold down and drag this to remove, and it's gone, and all the apps in it. Also with this one, hold down, drag it, trash can, gone, and this one. Okay, so it's a couple of basics there. Now there's a faster way if you want to put more widgets on your home screen, or if you want to like drag an app to the front. You can simply tap and hold down the screen, and then it'll ask you if you want to set the wallpaper, if you want to go to, if you want to add an app or a widget to your home screen, or if you want to add a folder. So let's do apps and widgets first. Go ahead and tap apps and widgets, and then we're back to this screen again. Okay, now you can swipe to the left or right, and you can pick a widget and put it on the screen, or we can go back to apps. And let's say you want a shortcut for your Scramble with Friends, or you want that app to be on the home screen. You will just simply hold down until it takes you here, and then you can drag it where you want. Or maybe you don't want it on this page. Just go all the way off the page, and then it'll keep taking you to other pages until you want to stop. And I'll say, we'll stop here, and I want it to be right here. Okay? And now, there it is. I have an app on my home screen. So this is a really cool thing about Android, is that you can make it as neat as you want. You don't have to worry about, you know, having to see every single app on every page. You put the ones you want to see, and that's the awesome part about this phone. So, okay, we've gone over apps. If you want to change your background, simply you're going to hold down the screen until this pops up, and then tap Set Wallpaper. And then it's going to ask you, do you want to change the home screen, the lock screen, or both? Let's do the lock screen well, let's just do home screen for now. So tap home screen, and it's going to ask you basically, where do you want to pull the pictures from? Live wallpapers are wallpapers that actually move in the background. Now they look cool, but they also can drain your battery, so you have to be careful using these, because if you're not plugged up or charging throughout the day, then your battery will run down faster. You can go to wallpapers, and these are preset wallpapers that come onto the S3 when you get it, and you can also download others as well. Or you may say, I want to just make one of my pictures that I've taken with the camera a wallpaper, and so you would tap the gallery. Okay, for this example, we're going to just do wallpaper. Tap wallpaper, and we can cycle through these different ones right here. Okay, and I'm going to go with the green one because I love the color of the water in this. So we tap it so we can see what it looks like, and then we tap set wallpaper, and now we've changed our wallpaper, and now every screen we go to will have that new wallpaper. I'm going to show you what a live one looks like real quick, just in case you were in anticipation of wondering. Home screen, tap live wallpaper, and let's do the luminous dots. It's pretty cool. Okay, so kind of see what it looks like. Tap set wallpaper, and it'll pop up in a second. And so as you can see, the background is going to move. Okay, and it's moving slow, but nonetheless it is moving. It's a nice effect, but again, keep in mind that it will have an effect on your battery and your battery draining, so don't have this running all the time. Let's go ahead and hold down here. I'm going to go to set wallpaper, home screen, and now I'm going to change it back to the grass with the water on it. Set wallpaper. Okay, the next thing I'm going to go over is how do you download apps. Okay, you're going to be using what's called the Google Play Store. That's where you get all your apps from. And normally you'll probably see a shortcut somewhere on the home screen. If you don't have one, go to apps, and we're going to swipe. In fact, let's keep going to it. This is the beginning, and then we're going to go to the G's, and oh, I'm sorry, it's under Play, the Play Store. There it is. It's going to look like this. This is your Play Store. This is where you download apps. Go ahead and tap on that. That's where you're going to find books, apps, music, videos, magazines. This is basically everything right here. And you can tap apps to look for apps. You can basically go to the different section to kind of see, you know, what you want to download or what's available. You can also just swipe. Or I'm sorry, you can actually swipe down. You can see different recommendations. Home Alone, Christmas music. So tap on apps, and it'll take you to the apps section, and then it will always show you some featured apps, and there's a sale right now. You can see staff picks, games. We can swipe down, and usually this will always show you like what apps are trending. So what are the best apps that are out right now? I got this kind of like a Christmas themey wallpaper right here. Okay, we can swipe back up, and then you can swipe to the left, or excuse me, that was to the right. And so to swipe to the right, you can separate it by category. So you have games, books and references, business, comics. So you can kind of, maybe you don't know what app you want necessarily, so you can just kind of go down the list and find a category and start there. So I'd probably start with like productivity. I know, not that fun, but I'm big on productivity. So, and you can see a lot of different, like you'll see all the top paid apps. This is the calendar app I was using, business calendar. You can swipe to the left, you can see all the top free apps. Okay, so paid, free apps. Okay, I recommend you go to the free apps because they're basically telling you, hey, these are the best and they're free. Start with free first, and then if you have to, buy the paid ones. This is not like iOS where a lot of the apps are expensive. There's so many more free apps on here, you get a lot more value. So go after the free first. Don't necessarily jump into a paid app if you don't have to. And you can swipe to your left again. You can see the top grossings. These are like the ones that are being downloaded the most. We can swipe to the left again, and this is like Android Office, Word Pro, all that. Top new paid, top new free. So they give you a lot of recommendations. Again, if you're new to Android, just, you know, as you're sitting on the couch watching TV, open up the App Store and just look at apps. Here's the cool part. So you're on this screen, maybe you see, hey, what's Waze mode? go ahead and tap on that, and then you can see pictures. So very similar to iOS, you can tap on a picture and you can see a preview of the app. This one doesn't really show much of a preview, but others will show you more. Sometimes they even have a video you can watch. You can see how many downloads, how many people have downloaded it. You can see a description of it. You can see what's new. You can see ratings. People telling you, oh, it's great, or I hate it. If you like it, go ahead and tap install. If you don't like it, you have this back arrow right here that will take you back to your previous screen and makes life a lot easier. That's one thing I didn't really touch on, but that's really important, is that you now have this back arrow that's right here. If you notice, the arrow is not lit up, but basically there's a back arrow here and there's a menu button right here. So if I tap right here, it'll bring up the menu automatically. So it's something you just have to kind of know that's there, because obviously on the screen you don't see anywhere that it says menu. So you might be saying, man, how is the menu? Well, this button is always going to be your menu. Even if it's not lit up, that's still what it does. You can tap on it and it will take you to your apps, wish list, whatever, or your account. And you can always tap your back arrow to take you back one step. So that's always pretty cool. And if you're on the first page, it'll literally take you out of the app. Okay, so kind of what it does there. Last thing I'm going to go over is your home button, which has a couple of different features to it. I may go over a few more things. So first thing with your home button, if you hold down on it, it will take you to what's called your file manager, and I'm sorry, not your file manager, your task manager. And what this does, this is where you can actually see all the apps you have open. And keep in mind that when you have a lot of apps open, it will slow your phone down. So I check this like every hour. Whenever I have a free second, I open the phone, I do a couple of things, and I check to see what apps are opening. If I have a lot of apps open, I'll close them out to kind of save battery. For example, if I'm not using S-Voice, I can just swipe to the right and it's gone. Okay? Or you may go to the list and say, man, you know what? I'm not using any of these apps. Go ahead and press the trash can, and now all your apps are closed. So if you hold down the home button again, you have now no apps running. Now, what you can also do to kind of conserve the battery is tap on this little chart right here. And this will show you your RAM status. And that also has to do with basically what's running in the background. So if you tap clear memory, this will actually go through and kind of help save some more of your battery by closing apps you're not using. Okay? And once that's done, go ahead and press your home button and you're done. Okay? So really important to do that. That's going to save you a lot of hassle with your battery running down real quick. Is you got to know how to do that. Okay? Now the home button does have another function as well, and if you tap it twice, if you click like that, it will bring up what's called S-Voice. And S-Voice is like the Android version of Siri. Okay? You can say, you know, open this app, or you know, set an appointment, or what time is it, or whatever, and it'll kind of assist you with doing different things. I don't use it very often, but it's really good for launching contacts. That's probably where I use it the most. And it was listening the whole time, and it was probably like, what are you talking about? Alright, so watch this. I'm going to do a quick test. Call Ricky. So, there it is. It's going to pull Ricky out of my contacts, and it'll launch the call for me. So that's a pretty cool feature of it.
the Android guy.
There you go. And the Android guy is a buddy of mine, so there you go. And I'm going to stop the call like that because I don't really want to call him right now. But that's kind of what S-Voice does. It's pretty accurate, but I'm not big on the personal assistant thing. Like, I just like to be quick and just kind of get to where I want to go. So it's not really a big deal for me. So, but that is what the home button does. Now also, let's say you're in an app. Maybe, for example, you're in a call and you want to figure out, how do I get back to the home screen? You also would use this button, and the home button will take you back there. And some people are probably saying, duh. Well, for those that didn't know, that's what that button also does. So the home button does serve a couple of different functions. Let me show you two more things, and we'll get you out of here. I thought of a few more things you need to know. I want to make sure you guys know how to enjoy this phone, because it is an amazing phone. So if you hold down your menu button, which is on the left right here, it will launch Google Now. And this is a new feature that was added with the new Jelly Bean update. So as long as your phone has Jelly Bean, you'll be able to take advantage of this. And I was trying to clear my screen. I closed out some of my cards here. But what Google Now does is it allows you to search the web easy. You can search via voice. You can type in things. Every day when you open it up, it will show you the weather, and it will show you a little 4-day outlook. It also memorizes the places you go a lot. For example, let's say you go to a job. You can actually put in here, or actually it'll learn where you go automatically, and if you launch it, it'll actually show you how much time it takes for you to get to work. So you could open it in the morning and you could know how long it's going to take you to get to work, and it'll actually, you know, judge the traffic, and it'll give you an actual number. So that's a really awesome feature about it. For example, I'm going to go show more cards, and it'll pull up the studio because this is a place I go every couple of days. So it shows me the route, and it's telling me, hey, traffic is light on the 10, and it's saying it's going to take about 12 minutes to get there. So really awesome feature about it. Now also, I'm a fan of the Lakers and the Clippers and 49ers. So it always shows me wherever the next 49ers game is. So they're playing December 23rd. You even have, you can buy tickets right through here if you wanted to as well. And then there's a Clippers game tomorrow as well, so that's also coming up with us in 2 days actually, but that's also showing up here on my Google Now. So, and that comes up because one day I typed in like Clippers and I typed in like score or game or whatever, and so it remembered it, and now it made a note of it so that next time when I go back to Google Now, it'll let me know what they're doing. So that's one thing. Let's go ahead and close that. The last thing I want to show you, and this is probably one of the most important things, is you have your notifications section, and if you basically go to where it says Samsung and you swipe down, you can see all your notifications. And there's a lot of stuff in here, so I'm going to try and go over fast because the video is getting a little long. So at the top here you have what are called switches, and what these switches do is they allow you to turn off certain things quickly. For example, if you wanted to turn on Wi-Fi, you could literally just swipe down, tap Wi-Fi, and now it's either on or off. So that's pretty cool. On iOS, you have to go to settings, you have to go to general, then you have to go to Wi-Fi, then you have to go to the network. So this way, it's just a faster way of getting to the things you use the most. Same thing with Bluetooth. You can turn on your GPS quick. But I don't want to keep those on. You can also change your sound. So if sound is green, it means that your sound is on. If you tap it and you see the slash, it's on vibrate. If you tap it again and it has no color, that means that it's on silent. Swipe back down here. So remember, no color is just silent. Okay. This is where you would do your screen rotation. So if you wanted to rotate, you would do it right here. And then the screen now won't rotate. You can also turn on airplane mode or turn it off via here. Power save mode, driving mode, and sync mode. Okay. You also have a shortcut to your settings. You have your settings wheel right up here. So if you tap the wheel, it'll take you right here to all your settings. I'm going to use the back arrow to get right back. Swipe down. So that's the first thing. You have those switches. If you tap on the clock, you can see you can actually add different clocks of different cities if you wanted to see what time it is in a different place. So that's pretty cool. We can tap the date, and that does nothing. So next you'll have your brightness adjuster, and here you can adjust how bright or how dark the phone is. You can also tap auto, and then it'll actually adjust it depending on the light in the room, so that the screen won't be too bright or too dark. This varies for me. I don't always keep it on auto. Sometimes I just want it to be bright, and so right now I don't have it on auto. Judge it how you want it. Here it'll show you apps that are running specifically. For example, if you're running like Pandora or music app, then you'll be able to see all that right here. And this is a shortcut, so you could actually swipe down and you could tap. You can go to the app pretty quick. So that's where you'll see, again, things that are running like Wi-Fi or music, but not everything, just certain things. And then down here you'll see if you set up your email on the Galaxy S3, then you'll be able to see how many emails you have. You can see if different apps have updated. If you're playing Words with Friends, you can see if it's your turn to play. If someone's tagged you on Facebook, if you have voice messages, any notification that you have will show up in your notification section. So, and like for example, it was telling me earlier my battery was low. Now, let's say you read it and you're saying, okay, I'm done. I don't need to see that anymore. You can just swipe and it's gone. That's kind of how you get rid of things, is just by swiping. Or maybe you went through the whole list and you said, you know what, I read everything, I don't need those to be there anymore. Just tap clear and everything is gone. Okay, so this has been the Galaxy S3 for beginners. 25 minutes, it did run a little long, but I hope that you guys are now educated enough to be able to enjoy this awesome phone. The best way you're going to learn is by playing with it. I'm going to include some links in the video. There's some other videos you guys can watch to help you kind of learn more about it from the channel Ask the Android Guy. So I'll make sure to link you to that so you guys can learn more. And this is a great phone. Once you learn how to use it, you're going to be able to do some amazing things, and you'll never miss that old phone we used to have, whatever it was. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Make sure you like the video if you did. Make sure you subscribe to H2TechVideos, and keep watching and have a Merry Christmas, alright? Have a good one.